Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning, Democrats.
Good morning.
Now let's remember what the Reverend told us during the invocation. Let's not sound like Republicans, so let's do it again. Good morning, Democrats.
Good morning.
Much better. Much better. I'm going to work to please you in this respect. I'm going to work to spend less time than those that have gone before me at this podium. Okay? We've gathered here today as Democrats, but it's always good to ask and to ask each other, what does it mean to be a Democrat? If you look around the room, we're all different. Look at the person next to you on either side. Look at the person behind you. We're all different. So in this crowd, among these people, what is it that would bring us together? I have two suggestions. Number one, I think we can come together in opposition to the extremism of Donald Trump. Number two, I think we can all come together in opposition to the extremism of Bruce Rauner. Concerning Mr. Rauner, since the year 1933, at the beginning of the Franklin Roosevelt administration, and for 83 years thereafter, so for 83 years, the American national government and state governments, including Illinois, have always worked to raise wage levels and the standard of living and to protect the vulnerable in our society. That's been the policy of American governments for 83 years. However, today in Illinois, Governor Rauner is attempting to advance an extreme agenda that would actually take the state of Illinois in the opposite direction. So under the extreme Rauner agenda, the Illinois government would actually be used to lower wages, lower the standard of living, and to send injured workers to the emergency room and to welfare. Under the extreme Rauner agenda, there would be lower benefit levels for injured workers in workers' compensation. There would be a repeal of the ability of workers to bargain collectively for higher wages under public sector collective bargaining. Under the extreme Rauner agenda, there would be a repeal of the prevailing wage for workers in the construction industry. In all of these instances, if the extreme Rauner agenda is successful, there would be a lowering of wages, lowering of the standard of living for the middle class, and injured workers would be sent to the emergency room and to welfare. I'm very pleased to tell you that the Democrats in the legislature have stood against this extreme Rauner agenda. Very pleased to tell you that the Democrats in the legislature will continue to stand against this extreme Rauner agenda. Rauner is so extreme that he actually held hostage the Illinois governmental budget making. He did that to get his changes in workers' compensation, collective bargaining, prevailing wage. He failed. He failed. When he said a few months ago that he would accept a stopgap budget, that was really an admission that his attempt to advance his extreme agenda of lowering wages, lowering the standard of living, sending workers to welfare and to the emergency room had failed. And he wanted to turn the page and move on to a new endeavor. However, there were hostages taken during that budget standoff. So if you are an Illinoisan who is dependent upon state funding for services for children with autism, Governor Rauner took you hostage. If you are an Illinoisan who is dependent upon state funding for breast cancer screening, Governor Rauner took you hostage. If you are an Illinoisan who is dependent upon state funding for child abuse prevention, Governor Rauner took you hostage. If you are an Illinoisan dependent upon state funding for services for victims of sexual assault, Governor Rauner took you hostage. So let's go back to where I began. We're all different. We all want to come together. We always ask the question, how can we come together? What is there that will bring us together? So let's address two questions. And let's remember what the Reverend told us during the invocation about not sounding like Republicans. Can we come together against the extremism of Donald Trump? Yes. Number two, can we come together against the extremism of Bruce Rauner? Yes. I promise to be brief. Good luck in November. Onward to victory. Enjoy the day.